Hello, this is Crypto CJ, and welcome to today's trade of the day. Today, it's going to be more than a trade of the day. It's going to be a trade over 3 days because I initiated this trade on Sunday the 10th, which you may recall was the beginning of the big Bitcoin dump of about 25% in a 32-hour period. So my initial purchase got caught in that. Then I had to pick a good time to ladder buy to try to save that trade. So let's go to the chart. Now, I don't recall exactly how I came across DOT. I suspect it was one of my 5-minute RSI alerts going off. That seems to correspond with when I initially looked at this trade. And here it's in a dip sequence. I'm trying to catch this in a 1, 2, 3 dip, and I almost do, but not quite. It's coming out of the squeeze in the bubble. Got one dip, a second dip, and it's starting to trend back up with about 4 or 5 candles working their way up. Sort of offshoot of this strategy is a 1, 2 dip with a MACD cross. I've got the MACD cross right here. Let's go ahead and circle that. So that's usually a sign of a trend up. And so I get in this trade at 23.15 at 11 a.m. And then I take off to go take my daughter back to college. So I'm on the road, drop her off, head back. We have lunch. So I'm on the road and dealing with, just hanging out with her for several hours, most of the day on Sunday. So some of my other alarms start going off, and I know a drop is happening, and I'm going to have to probably ladder buy this. I start looking at. I get home around this time, and I see it's dropped nearly 50%, and starting to consolidate and work its way at least sideways. So I'm thinking this area might be a good place to get in, but then starts dropping again. So I'm not sure exactly where to get back into this. So I decided to wait overnight, or hang on to it overnight and look at it again the next day. As you can see, it's just sideways. And then I'd see it start to trend up. I think we're in for a recovery. Switch over to the hour chart. Okay, so here we are on the hour chart, and I get in for my first ladder buy here at 14.3 at 3:22 p.m. the next day. So I've got a pretty large disparity between these two purchases. This isn't exact, but yeah, 39, nearly 40% between the two. So not the typical ladder buy. But so I set my target point for somewhere in between. I'm not going to try to make it all the way back up to 23.15, as I often do. I go for this figure here, 19.5. I get out the next morning, actually 2 days later, it takes for the coin to work its way back up. But patience pays. I'm out at 19.50 at 7:35 the morning of the 13th. For a 10.684% profit. I've got double the money in as usual, so that's like making a more than 20% profit on a single trade. But it did take 3 days and a little bit of anxiety and anguish. This is also the function of a solid coin in the DOT project, Polkadot project. A lot of projects are built on that, and I know that about the project. I trade DOT frequently. And then it's also the sign of a rising market, with Bitcoin dropping from 40,000 to it's about 32,000, then working its way back up. This trade benefited from that as well. So a little bit of luck, knowing a little bit about the trends and about the project are all helpful, and having some patience. So even though I'm a day trader, sometimes I'm a 3 or 4 or 7 or 20-day trader. When something goes against me, ladder buying is something that can usually help me out and make a trade be profitable in the end. So that's all I have on this trade. Please stay tuned for some additional messages and the tools and resources in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye.